Hey everybody, it's Allison, stlprostretch.com. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Today's video is on the quad pump, and it's a really great way to warm up your quads before you do a deeper stretch. Sometimes our quads just get so knotted up, and I find this with clients all the time. We try to stretch the quad even though we do some strength, and it doesn't feel good, and the muscle just won't budge. So one way to help your quads open up is to stretch the balancing muscle, which would be the medial hamstring, the inner hamstring, and I have some videos on that. And the other would be just to do a quad pump and see if that helps with your quad stretching. So here we go. We're going to come down to the mat, and I'm going to put a pillow under my head. You don't need one if you don't want to, but let's get started. So we're going to lie on back, and we're going to bring one leg up. I've got my right leg. I'm going to put my hands behind the leg, and I'm going to put my left foot over the ankle of my right ankle. So this is going to be dead weight. This left foot is going to be dead weight, and I'm going to push up toward the ceiling with my right foot, and then I'm just going to let it drop. And then I'm going to push up and let it drop. By all means, you could use like a weight, an ankle weight on your ankle to do this. But what I'm doing right now is I'm just warming up my quad. So we want to do this enough time so that you actually feel like you can feel the muscle working. Maybe even start to get warm. That would be the goal. We want it to get warm. And once you start to feel it, it may not burn. It may just feel warm. Start to, feel a little fatigued. Then we're going to come all the way up, and we're going to slowly bring it down. And we're going to go up and slowly bring it down. You can almost think of this as the leg extension machine at the gym, just, a lighter, kinder weight. And I'm getting a little knee clicking on this side, which means my knee's tracking not correctly, but I'm not too worried about it. It shouldn't hurt. If anything hurts, please stop doing it. And then I'm going to take my right hand, and I'm going to let my right thigh fall out to the side. And I'm going to do the same thing with my left ankle, just over it, and I'm going to kick out away from me. And I'm just going through, I'm slowly, lowering and lifting. Until we get fatigued. Fatigue, not failure. And then we're going to take the knee across. So I'm kind of rolling onto my left side hip. And the same thing, dead weight with the left ankle and kicking up with the right. So you can feel the different parts of your quad being worked. Right now, I am feeling more lateral quad. And I think kicking out to the side, I felt more VMO. Vastus medialis oblique. But again, that could be the different angle that you're turning your foot to. And then we'll do the other side. So my right quad is feeling pretty toasty, for sure. And now I'm going to do my left side. So drop the right ankle over the left, just dead weight, and I'm going to lift and let it go. Lift. And let it go. My left knee is considerably more crunchy than my right, so I hope you don't hear it through the microphone. It sounds a little crunchy, like popcorn. But and if you have any question about that, there is nothing wrong with a crunchy knee. There's a lot of moving parts in there, as long as it doesn't hurt. So if you got a crunchy knee, I wouldn't be too concerned. Vast many like physiotherapists and things, and they all say, hey, if you got a crunchy knee, that's okay as long as it doesn't hurt. So, and then we're going to take it up, and I'm going to slowly lower down. So I'm slowing down the eccentric movement, which is the lengthening phase of the quad. And my quad is starting to fatigue. It's amazing how little weight it takes to do this. And then I'm going to let my knee fall out to the side. I'm going to rest my elbow down on the floor and then kick out to the side. Again, that right leg, this leg is just dead weight. So I'm just propping up my leg. I do this in my assisted sessions with people that are just, we have a hard time getting into the quad. It doesn't want to open up for us. And almost every time they say it feels better. It's a better stretch. And usually, most of the time, we're able to get a little bit deeper into the stretch as well. And then I'm going to cross it over. So I'm rolling onto my right hip, and I'm going to kick out with the other. So my right leg is still dead weight. My left leg is the one that's working. And I am definitely feeling fatigue in my quads for sure. In fact, I can see the muscle quivering. And it may take more for you. You may want to kick down with the other foot if you want more. If you want more strength, if you want to warm up the muscle further. And then you just, you could go onto your lateral quad stretch and see how that works for you. So if you're having a hard time getting into these quad stretches, try doing the quad pump first. And I'll show you another way that you can do it. This is a kneeling version. Not for everyone, because it is a lot of tension on your knees. And you could do this, with something under your knees. I'll just do it with something under my knees so you can see what I'm doing. This is kind of a variation of camel. And I'm going to come up. I'm going to cross my arms just in front of me. But you could have your arms out center. You could put your hands on your hips. Or if you're having trouble remembering to tuck your tailbone under, you could put your hands just above your hips. So I am going to do the opposite of sticking my butt out. Posterior tilt. That means if my pelvis were a bowl of water, the water would be spilling out the back. That's what we want. And then we're going to lean back and come forward. And this pillow is kind of making an unstable surface, so I'm having to balance a little bit. Back and forth. And definitely feeling that quad burn right above the knee. And I'm getting some core work too. So that's another way to pump up your quads before you do some stretching. This actually is a stretch because we have the hip and extension and the knee inflection. So those are some ideas for helping you further get into your quad stretching if you're having trouble. And another thing to remember is if you start having hamstring cramping during any of the quad stretches or the quad pump, you've got to address the hamstring first. So stretch your hamstrings first. The hamstrings always win. They are very bossy. So if your hamstring starts to cramp up on you, then you're going to have to stretch your hamstrings first and then come back to quad, and it should be fine. Then that's it for today. Happy stretching. Hope you enjoyed this one. Bye-bye.